Ratio and rate problems. So it says here for your directions, use a proportion to solve each word problem. The first problem here says Matt is making chocolate chip cookies. He uses 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips for every 6 cookies. At this rate, how many tablespoons of chocolate chips will he need for 18 cookies? So I'm going to use the 3 and the 6. That's going to be my first fraction. Now, I'm also going to label it, all right? So TBSP. And I'm labeling it because I need to make sure that I match up the labels with the numbers. So when I look at my second part of the question, I'm looking for 18 cookies. Well, since I put 6 cookies on the bottom, 18 cookies is also going to go on the bottom. Now, what I need to do is I need to think about 6 to 18. What is that? Well, that's times 3. So if I do the same thing on the top as I did on the bottom, I would get 3 times 3, which is 9. If you recognize, this would be like our giant 1 that we had done in the past. So to answer this question, how many tablespoons of chocolate chips will he need to make 18 cookies? My final answer would be 9 tablespoons. Taking a look at question number 2 now. When Laurel jumps rope, she makes 24 hops in 30 seconds. At this rate, how many hops can she make in 70 seconds? So if I get to making my proportion, I'm going to do 24. I'm just going to put H for hops, and then 30 seconds equals, well, because seconds is on the bottom, I'm going to put 70 seconds on the bottom, and this is kind of like a question mark. Now, I need to think about 30 to 70. Well, I can't do that evenly. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to reduce this first fraction. So if I were to reduce it, well, what goes into both of these? 6. So if I divide by 6, I'm going to get 4. And then I'm going to do 30 divided by 6 is 5. Now, what I want to kind of do is look at the bottom denominators, 5 and 70. Can 5 go into 70? If it can, then that's as far as I need to reduce my fraction. So what I can do then is I can take 4/5 equals question mark over 70. And then I can say, well, I'm going to multiply by 14. To get my missing number. And when I multiply by 4 times 14, I end up with an answer of 56. And if we remember, we need to make sure we label, and so that would be hops. So I come up here, and 56 hops is the correct answer. I'll highlight that. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So, couple reminders. Make sure that you set up your proportions with the labels matching up. All right. You could have 30 and 70 on the top. It doesn't matter as long as they are across from one another. In addition, you always want to make sure that you are labeling your answers.